For those curious, my name is Alexa, although I like to go by my nicknames, which are either Lex or Alexa, whichever one is fine. And today we're going to be talking more about some of my other favorite episodes of one of my favorite shows called Craig of the Creek. So you might remember part 1, and if you don't remember it, well, you can always check it out, or I'll just, leave it, I guess. Not I guess, but I'll leave it for you in case. But this is part 2. So we're just going to get into it, and yeah, hopefully it's okay. Alright, so the first episode that I want to share on is called, what the heck was that? Sorry. It's called Vulture's Nest. Now, this episode, I'm not really sure why I like it a lot, but I just really like it. It's just one of my favorite episodes, and every time it comes on, I always watch it. Now I'm gonna try and brief it and not go overboard, but in this episode we have Craig, Kelsey, and JP, and it starts off with Kelsey reading either one of her favorite books to her friends or a book that she has written, and they end up hearing like this music. They don't know where it's coming from, and they end up following the sound, and they come across this band called Bad Moves, and they're singing one of their songs. The Kelsey, JP, and Craig, they're loving it, and they get to know the band a little, and they also become curious of the instruments that they're playing, and so Bad Moves ends up teaching them some chords, and telling them that it doesn't need to be a whole lot of chords to play. You can either play 16 chords or just 2. So they learn like a random like song, I guess. And JP, he's like, okay, so now all we need are lyrics. They don't really, well, Craig's not really sure what lyrics are, so one of the bandmates explains it to them. Throughout the episode, there's also like a little, not indication, but an indication of like Craig. He's kind of, he has this fear of something, and it happens to be within the creek, but it's like this old barn. They come across this old barn in the beginning, but then when they go to revisit the band, and tell them how they've come up with like some lyrics to play a song to, the band tells them that they can't no longer play within the garage that they're playing because neighbors aren't happy about it, and they need another place to play, and they're like, is there like a garage at the creek? Craig knows a spot, but it's kind of like his stay away zone, and the reason he stays away from that barn is because there's this vulture, hence the name of the episode, Vulture's Nest. There's this vulture that he came across, I guess, a long time ago, and kind of spooked him because he was exploring, I guess, the barn before, and he got spooked by this vulture that kind of attacked him, I guess. And so he himself doesn't really go near it, but he helps the band to like set up their gear and have a new place to play their music at. And then there's this whole like creek concert, and they play another song, and it's one of the best. But long story short, at the end of it all, Craig, he learns to face his fears, and even though he is afraid to go near the barn where the vulture lives, he goes up. Him and his friends sing a song, and then he ends up coming into contact with that same bird. But as the bird's coming, he sings, he I guess kind of scares the bird itself with the music that it's playing with their music, and then that's that. So pretty much, Vulture's Nest is kind of like he's facing his fear, and also just like he learns to he just learns to face his fear. I guess that's pretty much the moral of that. But if you haven't watched it, I would say to watch it, because I know my explanation is probably like a little weird, but I just really love that episode. I sing both songs to myself sometimes, but I really love it because it's cool, and it's just a great episode. So yeah, the next episode that I want to talk about is called Memories of Bobby. Now, you might have heard me mention the song before, which is called My Candy, in one of my latest videos when I was talking about, I guess, favorite songs within cartoons. And but it's not just the song that I like the whole episode. Now, I might have explained what the episode was about in that video, but I'll explain again just in case you haven't watched it. So in that episode, Bobby, one of the Creek kids, he is about to move, and all the Creek kids are kind of sad about his move, even though Bobby, his character, he's seen as like a background character, but he is a background character, but he's also not. So he has like a important role, but it's just very like one thing. He just always, drops his candy and is sad about it. And so they're kind of trying to remember, the memories that they had of him because he's moving. So Kelsey gives a memory, Craig gives a memory, and JP, well, he gives his own memory, and that's where the beautiful song My Candy comes from. But a lot of their memories, they're not really, it's kind of like a false implantment, I guess you can say. Like, you think you remember something and your brain creates a false memory. But one of their memories that they had, Bobby was actually in, but they for some reason don't count it because it's big time Bobby and not actual Bobby. So they're just kind of remembering the times they have with Bobby, and they're wishing that they can, they could have spent more time with him and hung out with him, got to know him a little better. And then towards the end of the episode, they hear his voice, and it turns out, yes, Bobby moved, but he actually didn't move that far from the creek. So he only moved, like, I think the other town over, or not the other town over, but somewhere that's still near the creek, and he never left. But I guess people just heard he was leaving, and they were like, we're gonna do like a goodbye ceremony for him. But it's just something about that episode that I like, besides the whole 80s style song that they did for him. I just really love that episode, especially when JP makes his own memory of him, and then also, just everything really. Like, I always look forward to it because, yes, of the song, but also because I generally do enjoy the episode. So if you haven't watched that one, check it out because it's really good. Before we get to the last one, I want to add an honorable mention. I was going to talk about 4 different ones, but I'm just going to keep it at 3. But the honorable mention episode is called Big Pinchy. So within that episode, we have JP, his friends, and some of the Creek kids. And so Jason, one of the Forest Scouts, he's trying to teach everybody about, getting one of the what do you call them, the they're like crabs and lobsters, but I can't remember the name I can't not remember the name for some reason. Crawfish. I think it's a crawfish. That's what it is. Sorry. So he's trying to teach him how to like pick one up and whatever, and Craig and Jason have this rivalry for some reason. And so they have this rivalry, but JP, he tells everybody how he's seen a really big crawfish before. So it's like a lobster, big pinchy. He's like a legendary, like huge crawfish or something like that, or just an old lobster. And so he sings this song, which is really good. And then, Craig tries to prove to Jason that JP's telling the truth, because Jason doesn't believe him. And so they go on this adventure to find Big Pinchy, but they end up getting like a lot of things kind of end up happening. Not like all bad, but they kind of run into some trouble a little. And Craig, his only focus is to get proof to show Jason so he can like shut up. And but JP, he's just like, I don't care if Jason believes me or not. I just wanted to show you guys Big Pinchy because you're my friends. And so Craig, he ends up learning that, and then they end up finding him, and he like lives under this rock. And JP's asking, oh my gosh, sorry, JP is like, you remember me, Big Pinchy, like when I was just a little kid, I came and saw you. And he brought him something. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. They kind of just go on an adventure to find Big Pinchy. They find him, and that episode I just really like, because it's just I just love these episodes because they have they have all this like meaning with it, but you also learn something, and it's just also it's just a good time, and I appreciate that. But enough about that. Let's get to the last episode here, which is Kelsey's Quest. By the way, none of this is in order. I just thought I said it. Just because it's number one doesn't mean that it's like my favorite of all time. I just was going based off like memory and also whatever in order, but it's not really in order at all. So Kelsey's Quest, I really like it. I guess you can say a lot of these have to do because there's like certain songs that I like. This one song I think it's called Warrior Inside Me. I'm just gonna call it that. But Kelsey, she's like really wanting a real quest to accomplish, and luckily the elders from the Elders 3 from Elders Rock need someone to defeat this Jerry. I would say guy, but he's really a kid because apparently he's evil, and they can't do it because I don't know why they can't do it. So Kelsey takes it upon herself and volunteers herself to defeat this Jerry kid and get Elder Mark's replica sword back from some show I guess he likes. And she trains. This epic montage happens with this awesome song. And then the whole episode is just her training, and then she comes across Jerry, but she ends up getting a little bit of some doubts because JP kind of puts some doubts in her head about if she's training, is he training, and then what if he's stronger than her, and she's like, oh my gosh, like what if I can't do this type of thing. But then her friends help her out while she's having this battle with him, and they meet him. And it's just a great episode because even though Kelsey was full of doubts of her own training and just not being sure if she was be able to defeat this Jerry, she does with the help of her friends. Elder Mark kind of gets a sword back but doesn't at the same time, but Jerry ends up doing something else that gets them upset, and yeah, so I don't know this Jerry kid, so he might not be that bad, but I can understand a little bit. If you watch that episode, you might understand too. But that is all the episodes that I have. At least for now, those are all my other favorite episodes of Craig of the Creek. There might be either a few more episodes that I talk about, or one more set of episodes that I talk about. I'm not sure, because I have a few, but I don't know if you all want to see that. I don't know if you want a whole lot of parts, so I might either do more, or I'll do one more, because I do have another set of episodes that I want to talk about. Not today, obviously, but I do have another set. But for now, these are the 3 episodes plus one bonus one, and that I enjoy watching every time that they come on from Craig of the Creek. Other than that, that's all I have. So if you guys found this entertaining, or you enjoyed this, feel free to follow along, and let me know your thoughts. What are some more of your favorite Craig of the Creek episodes? Do you like the ones that I talked about? If not, share as well. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're all doing well and are having a good day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Next episode. Next one. Bye.